Hello and welcome back to yet another Let's Play channel. We're playing not Subnautica, Satisfactory. I'm Vic, and I'm here with my buddy Jin, the goat boy.
Hi, how are you doing?
Look at that hand. I'm doing good. How about
Yeah,
you?
I know they go everywhere sometimes. I'm doing good. Just trying to remember how to play this game. It's been a while.
Well, so you said you've got four miners, right?
Yeah, 4 portable miners.
So we need concrete, which is right. We need cement, which is right here, and then we need lots and lots of iron. So, why don't we slap 2 each down on this and on an iron node, and that ought to get us rolling. And then I think I spotted an iron node off this way. There we go.
Maybe make sure I've got my taser back on, so I don't run into any baddies without any support.
Oh yeah. I should equip one of those. Although I don't know how much good I'm going to be in a fight.
Yeah.
I seem to remember that was a thing when we were doing multiplayer before.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a latency there, where they were slipping and sliding around on you.
They don't
There
seem
shouldn't
to
be anything other than... Oh, it's because he's up here on the top of the hill. He noticed me.
Well, he doesn't seem to be rubber banding around too much.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe this will be manageable.
I managed to, yeah, drop one of these. There we go. It's weird where it lets you place portable miners. It's not just like anywhere.
Yeah, well, it seems like they're really only the very center of the node is available for resource production.
Yeah. All right, well, those beasties are up and running, so we should be good to go.
And we probably have some limestone that we can grab now.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, found another friend.
What do we need to make more miners?
What do we need to make more what?
Miners?
Miners. Oh, we need to build a workshop to build them.
Hmm.
So that'll probably be first one. And then I don't remember the recipe from there. So let's see. The
Okay.
workshop itself. I mean, so we have access to miner Mark 1s already. Of course,
Yeah, but we do need
power
portable
set up
miners to
first.
produce them.
Yeah. Let's see.
Okay,
So
it's just
equipment
plates and
workshop,
rods.
we need iron plates and iron rods, but I think I've got those. Yeah.
And is it still doing the thing where only one of us can use the crafting station at a time?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to
But
want
we
to
can
make a
just
workbench
build
and,
another one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then we won't be stepping on
I
each
think I
other's
have the
toes.
materials for that on hand too.
Although I think we ought to prioritize doing as little handcrafting as possible.
Yeah. Yeah, at some point we'll probably be able to just disassemble one of these. But for now, nice to have two.
Yeah.
Alright, so portable miners take 4 rods and 2 plates. Which I have quite a few of, so we can actually build more of them if we want. The game started me with a fair few, it looks like.
Oh, nice. Well, if we could get 2 more and slap them down on a copper node, then I think we'd be in business.
Alright, let me make a couple of those then.
Shot off my mouth about how we should
got
handcraft as
2.
little as possible, and I'm sitting here just holding down the button until it turns red.
Well, I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
Yep.
Alright, so I got those 2. I'm gonna drop the rest of my materials into the storage so you can sort through them and see if there's anything useful. In the
Okay.
meantime, Gotta remember how to ping. It's one of these buttons for sure.
It's not T. And it's not P. And it's not B. And it's not N.
V. There we go.
Oh, ping or.
Yeah. Got some copper about 200 meters away that way.
Alright, well, I'll let you take care of that. I'm gonna focus on progressing this milestone.
Sounds good.
So this is my first time loading into Satisfactory Update 4. I have a single-player game that I've been doing for a while now, but I haven't loaded it back in because there are a couple of mods that I like that haven't updated yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't actually played this in ages. I got all distracted with Stardew Valley around December since I was updating my mods, so I've been playing a lot of that, and that sort of took up my my attention as far as sandbox games go.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the mods that I like for Satisfactory, I've been thinking about doing something similar on my own because, I mean, I use the mod that I've got because it does what I want, but it does it in a really convoluted, unnecessarily difficult way.
So probably better overall if you could get exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, it would.
What's the mod framework look like? It's not Java, is it?
No, it might be C++. I'm not sure. The stuff that I've looked at in terms of like what's checked into Git I don't remember looking at any raw source code. It looked like build artifacts to me. So there might be some tools that I don't know about yet.
Oh, yeah. Alright, got some copper. Gonna pick up our iron on the way back since it's kind of on the way.
Oh, I just cleaned it out.
It is nice how close all these nodes are.
Yeah.
Oh, you just cleaned it out?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I really think the only downside to setting up shop in the desert is that you've got to work for your biomass early on. But there are so many resource nodes.
Yeah, and and the biomass doesn't seem like it's. I mean, you spend as little time on biomass as you can anyway, so
right.
It's not much of an advantage to have a lot of it available. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the copper into storage along with some iron. Let's see, concrete, plates, and rods.
I'm about to wrap up the.
We actually have enough plates already.
Oh.
We don't have enough iron rods, though. I'm going to go ahead and deliver these plates since I've got them.
Okay. I suppose the time I spent making these wasn't really wasted. We're certainly going to need more of them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know this game. We'll need millions of iron plates before we're done. Even before we manage to get a production line for them set up, we'll need quite a few.
Yeah. Oh, and I remember in our previous multiplayer game, just like sitting around waiting for those reinforced plates to come out because they were so slow when we were all power constrained.
Hey Al, welcome in. Guy in the left-hand corner is my friend Vic. He runs a YouTube channel called or yet another Let's Play channel. How you doing today?
Hi.
Hi Akima, welcome in. Actually, I should have set up a command for that. So here, I'm just going to drop a link to your channel. Do you have a link to your channel, Vic?
Yeah, let me grab that.
Sure. You'll have to forgive the audio issues. We're trying to make them work, but they're better than they were. We're doing
internet
okay,
is
though.
a potato.
Yeah. I mean, you're mostly good. You're just cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats on not being a sprout anymore, Akima. You enjoying Shadowbringers so far?
I dropped you a link in
Somehow
Discord.
or another, YouTube has decided I want to watch. Sorry, go ahead.
I dropped you a link in Discord.
Oh, cool. Let me throw that in there real quick. No vanity URL yet, huh? Soon, hopefully.
Who knows?
Yeah,
I've been
so
plateaued at subscribers, so
yeah, well, so it goes.
yeah.
Just gotta keep plugging at it. Yeah, for some reason, YouTube decided that I needed to watch every video of everyone who used to play like World of Warcraft or whatever, giving their thoughts on Final Fantasy XIV, because I watched like one video.
Yeah.
So I got lost down that rabbit hole for a little while.
I avoid the recommendations pretty hard because I'm just not that interested in what YouTube thinks I want to watch. I think what it comes down to for me is I follow people rather than topics. And so, you know, the YouTube algorithm says, oh, well, you know, you watched a video about X, you might want to watch this other person do a video about X. And I'm like, I don't know that person, and I don't really care what they have to say.
Right.
All right, we still need 75 more cement. Those miners are
I had
probably
a
all
little
full.
bit, but yeah, we still need some. So go empty the drilly boys. Got to the entrance of Yulmore and Gate Town and have been on a break since then. Yeah. Shadowbringers starts a little slow, but it picks up pretty quick. But yeah, no need to rush it. You got 6 months till the expansion drops, and there isn't going to be any new content until then. Concrete. There we go.
All right.
Enough.
I'm good. There we go. Boop.
Hey, actually, we can both use the interface at the same time. I think it used to tell me that that was busy or something like that.
I don't remember trying to interact with the hub terminal at the same time before.
Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
Bye, spaceship.
Okay, so we could go after logistics. Oh no, what we need is the chainsaw. That's what we need.
Yeah,
Chainsaw.
for sure.
Okay.
And now that we have foundations, we can start actually laying some stuff out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get a miner on our limestone node because we're gonna need to take better advantage of that.
For sure. How much biomass do we have laying around?
I've got 96 leaves and 10 wood.
I've got about 57 leaves. I'm going to go gather some more so that we can start powering some of our first stuff.
Run around looking at the ground and mash E.
Turn around. Yep. Deforest one plant at a time.
That's dedication to the cause.
Yeah. Well, once we have chainsaws there, if I remember right, magical chainsaws that just clear everything in the surrounding area, which is super convenient.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
Got a bunch of classes to get up to level 80 still. Oh, yeah, fair.
Did I just hear a boom?
You were going to join the ranks of the crazy folks that have every class maxed at 80? What was that, Vic?
I thought I heard a storm rolling in, but it was just the pod coming back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't remember this game having weather.
Aside from fog, it
Milestone
really
exchange
doesn't.
concluded. Fix-it freighter re-entry complete.
That might be a cool feature, though.
As long as it wasn't too obnoxious. I mean, I frequently turn off the fog just because it's a little overbearing from time to time.
True.
Okay, I need some of that copper. Here's hoping you went to the close one when you set up those miners.
Yeah, the one that was around 200 meters away.
Good deal. Found it.
No rainstorms, it'll be rock storms. Yeah, no thank you. No rock storms. I remember there was a version of Astroneer, it's been a while, where
The
like
windstorms.
storms would roll through. I swear it was like every 15 minutes maybe. It was so bad, like you couldn't get anything done. The one saving grace was if you were in a vehicle, even if the vehicle was otherwise like an open canopy exposed to the elements, you were fine. But that is a
but you
feature
could
I'm
get
glad
blown
they
into a
removed from that
ravine.
game. Honestly, I'm not sure I'm going to play Astroneer again. I kind of did. I mean, I got all of the planets and stuff unlocked, and there's not like a lot else to do in that game.
I loaded up
other
and
than
did
get
some
the
of
numbers
their
to fill up.
limited time events around Christmas.
Hmm.
And they weren't terrible, but they were just like, they were busy work.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, fundamentally, it's a sandbox game, so I guess after that, it's just sort of like, well, you can optimize some things or do weird, crazy stuff. I think if the terraforming worked better, I would probably spend more time on that, but it's frustrating because I can't like get the result I want easily, and so eventually I just get tired of it and stop messing with it.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a fair bit of biomass.
Well, don't just shove
So
it
you've
straight
got
in.
hooked up to-
Turn it into biomass.
Yeah. What are we burning in here? Leaves? No, you've got biomass. That's right. I'm gonna go craft it. Oh, that's what you were saying. Here we go. Biomass from leaves.
Oh man, and we already need reinforced plates.
Yeah, I think it started us with like 8 of them. So there's a few in storage still.
Oh good, okay. Well, I'm gonna yoink those.
Yeah, definitely. Grab those and use them.
Get a little cement plant going here.
I'm not going to bother. Got our foundations and walls. We don't have the research thing yet. I guess we have to unlock that.
Yes. Yeah, that's probably what we want to go after next.
Yeah, that way we can get our chainsaws. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and process this wood and leaves into some more biomass. Biomass. That way I can condense it and save some inventory space.
Cool.
It feels like it's a lot snappier in terms of responsiveness. At least watching you like run around and work. There was a noticeable delay in previous versions, I think.
I wonder why that would be.
Yes.
It begins.
Soon. Get out of here, Leaves. You don't belong here. This is an industrial facility only. You're not an approved life form. You're thinking of doing a Cowboy Bebop watch party. Oh, fun. It's been a long time since I've watched that one. Am I thinking of the right one? That's with like Faye Valentine and Spike and all them, right?
I think
Yeah,
so.
that's the one.
Yeah.
Hi, Kansas. Welcome in. How you doing? Oh, Vic, did you wanna pull up stream chat so you can keep up with the random conversation?
Oh, sure.
Not required, of course. Sure. Let me drop you a link. We don't need all that much copper, if I remember right.
Not right away.
At least not initially. Yeah.
I'm sitting on a couple of stacks that I'm pulling from as I need it.
Yeah, it looks like all we've got left is the concrete for the current delivery, right?
Concrete is the only thing that we have in the current delivery.
Oh, okay. So then I can get started on copper wires, I guess.
Cables, yeah.
Yeah, cables from wires. Oh, Kansas has asked me to fake a Russian accent, so you're gonna have to endure this one for a minute.
It should be good.
He's not as good as one might hope. I do best, but you know how it goes. Honestly, is inspired by you remember that thing Eren did with what hell was the weird game?
Devil's Third.
You know, with Ivan, and he's like, yeah, Hell's Third, very good, highly recommend, but vaguely based on that one. I like it. Was it Devil's Third? Devil's Third. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yes. You regret nothing. You might regret eventually.
Yeah, now he's going to be stuck on it for a while.
Good. Yeah, I go for 10 minutes usually, give or take. Sometimes I fail. Often I fail. Speaking of, did not notice when I started. Oh, this will come from here. It's good enough. I forgot button sometimes turns bright red and looks like it's going to melt.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed that it never actually fails.
Yes. That would be funny though. Like, especially if like bench caught fire or something, or you have to like back away or die.
Yeah, and then you have to rebuild it. This punishment for your not doing the game correctly.
Right. Please pay attention. Notice that bench is about to explode. Fire off sirens, something. Have rave. The drum and bass starts playing.
The system is down.
Oh no.
And so how did
what?
Go ahead.
Sorry, say again? I was going to say, what rough direction are we going to expand factory? Are we going toward desert, toward cliff? Is whatever seems appropriate?
Yeah, I'd say
Built in sky?
since we think that we're probably just going to abandon this once we go coal, let's just not worry about it too much.
Fair. All right.
Just
I
squeeze
have
stuff in
delivered
wherever it
cable.
fits.
Say again?
Just squeeze stuff in wherever it fits.
He's good. That is what she said.
Exactly.
Nice. Let's see. I suppose I could work on screw.
Well, I just set up a constructor over here to start pumping something out. Screws seem like a logical choice, so just grab some iron and shove it in there. Oh,
Sounds good.
except we need rods because this is
iron
a two-stage production. Yeah. So I'm actually going to make this one do iron rods.
Yeah, screws pretty fast. If we can have it make rods, he's good.
Yeah. But
Do we have
need
smelter for
smelters.
iron yet?
Yeah, no.
Maybe we set up miner for iron node.
Okay. Well, you want to do that, and I'll set up a smelter.
Sounds good. What does take again? Portable miner we'll have on hand, 10 plates, 10 concrete. Easy peasy.
So what was the process that led us to have to do a Russian accent?
There is a redeem on channel if you hang out in chat long enough called channel points. One of them, well, several of them are me faking accents for no obvious reason.
And so do you decide what the rewards are, or...
Yes, they are. I specify all of them as well as cost. So
Okay.
this is one that I put in because I thought would be fun.
Got it. So it's sort of
I do
analogous
enjoy it.
to Patreon rewards.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, they are. It's mostly just like a loyalty thing for watching long enough and hanging out.
Got it.
So it's not like a money thing, but still fun. Money thing would be things like bits, which I don't think you'll get on your end, but on my end they have like a sound effect that play for bit.
Hmm.
My favorite one is the creeper noise, which still gets me every time. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what game I'm playing. I always look over shoulder.
That's
It's
a good
very
one.
scary. Yeah. I can't remember. Has it been 10 minutes? I think it's been 10 minutes. Let me see. See, I'm not very good at being streamer. I try my best. But not great.
Okay, so I've got an iron smelter up and running and feeding into the bar machine.
Man, way ahead of me. We make plate.
And we've now got both of our biomass burners running.
Excellent. Limestone. Oh, already had plate. Alright. Have enough? Have enough. Oh, and we'll need to steal some power. Don't have stuff.
Oh, do we need to get you some power lines?
Yeah. I think we have everything I need, though. Yeah. Just didn't have an inventory. Yeah, if you can fork me off one, I'll run from there.
There you go. This one should be good.
Alright. Grab wires, did not grab cables. Or other way. Grab cables, not wires. Need both. Wire is too long. There we go.
All right, and we are now producing screws.
Excellent. Close enough. All right, we have iron.
Sweet.
Build smelter here or carry line down.
I'm indifferent. What do you think?
I usually just build next to miner.
Yeah, Especially with these low-level belts, I think that's probably the efficient way to go.
Oh, I forgot to bring plates.
Oh, you need the reinforced ones or the regular ones?
Oh, just regular for belts.
I got some
I
in
have
my
some.
pocket.
I just... Yeah, there's some in storage. I just am aggressive about putting everything back in storage when I really shouldn't be.
Well, it is nice when you're sharing with somebody because it makes it easier to actually share. There you go. Actually, we might as well relocate the screw production up there. Because I was just jamming iron ore into the smelter that I've got set up over here.
Ah, yeah. Would make more sense to actually centralize that way. Build belts, automatic. They're good. Man, this game is just so pretty. Even out in the desert. Oh man, it's got heat waves. I never noticed. That's cool. Oh, this is what that smart mod does, isn't it?
Oh, you caught it. Yeah.
I did.
I love Smart for building foundations. It is the best.
Yeah, no, that was slick. I'm a big fan of that. Highly approve.
And it gets even cooler when you're building big arrays of production, because it'll automatically connect conveyors and stuff. In at least some cases. Okay, so rods.
Redo the power so that you've got something to draw off of over here.
And look at that.
Nice. I like it.
Oh, got it.
So what are we doing? So this is a game called Satisfactory. At the moment, we are getting some initial production set up just so we can rush getting access to a better power source, coal. Because in this particular start location, we don't have access to a lot of biomass, which is your first sort of fuel source. I mean, this will be plenty for what we need, but once we get coal, we'll basically ignore biomass almost entirely. So this is just a quick production line to build screws. But yeah, this is one of those games where you show up and for no obvious reason start exploiting all the natural resources just to produce stuff and yet more stuff and yet more stuff. Conveyors and factories and very zen. It's a lot of fun. There's some monsters and stuff too to sort of challenge you to survive, but for the most part it's pretty chill.
The game is still in early access, and the devs have said that there will eventually be a story of some kind, but at the moment it's not present, and we probably won't see story until the full release.
Yeah, even without a story though, it's a very fun game. There's lots and lots of hours of content. Yeah, right now the main objectives center around building a space elevator and sending up special projects to sort of unlock additional tiers of technology, and then in theory the story will revolve somewhat around that. All right, I need to do something about this platform floating in midair. I know it's allowable, but it bothers me.
Yeah.
Need more concrete.
And I think we don't have the support pillars yet because we need coupons to buy those.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw some foundation blocks so that it doesn't look quite so strange, and then we can throw the pillars in. Well, I mean, a lot of this is sort of temporary anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Give to me. I'm going to throw this extra portable miner in our storage.
Oh, cool.
For when we need it.
So yeah, I'm thinking the MAM is what we want to go after next, so that we can start working some of those research chains.
Yeah, makes sense.
If we can get,
Plus, we'll need that if we want to build
overclocking-
our chainsaws, right?
What's that?
We'll need that to build our chainsaws as well, right?
This milestone that we're unlocking right now will give us chainsaws.
Okay, yeah. And then we can build those in the workshop.
Right.
For some reason, I think we had to use that, build that in the man, or research it in the man first, but I think we're good.
Yeah. But I think critically for us, if we can get overclocking researched, I learned a while back that it's actually most power efficient to underclock your buildings to 33%. So that'll let us squeeze the most out of our power.
Yeah, it's definitely not something I would have tried otherwise. I usually just overclock as hard as I can.
Right. Well, and
But
we
it does
know-
make some sense that there would be an efficiency curve to it.
Yeah. Well, and we know there is one because overclocking is less power efficient. But when you have an abundance of
Right.
power and you need more production, overclocking makes sense.
Yeah, but early game, where you're power constrained more than anything else, then it would make some sense to underclock.
Yeah.
Unless there's one thing in particular that's like, you just need that, you're waiting on it, and so you throw power at it to speed everything up.
Yeah, I might be inclined to overclock reinforced plates early game. But I
Yeah,
also
those
think-
things take forever.
yeah, it might be worth experimenting parallelism versus overclocking.
Hmm. Let's see. I'm going to clean up some of this ore that's just laying around.
Well, it looks like at the moment we might actually be gathering up biomass faster than we're consuming it. Not that we're going to stay in that mode for long.
No, at some point we'll have exhausted all the leaves. But when we get chainsaws, I imagine that'll carry us all the way through without too much trouble. I always debate whether it's worth actually taking all of this excess ore and just throwing it away, or if I should actually craft it into stuff.
Just throw it away.
Yeah, that's usually what I do. Because we will have more of that than we could ever possibly want.
Yeah, well, and if you're going to try and jam it into a machine or craft it or something, it's time that you could spend doing something else.
Right.
152 more screws required.
Let's see.
Oh, hey, I think we got
Hi, Ian.
somebody
Welcome
new in
in.
chat.
How you doing? Yep. Dark Cloud, how you doing? This storage container looks double wide to me.
Which one?
Did they change the model?
Which one?
The one over here that we're storing
That
concrete.
that the cement is going into? No,
Yeah.
it looks right to me.
It looks wider than it used to be to me. Maybe they widened it up. It's
Maybe.
going pretty good. We're started a fresh game. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering. I seem to remember them being more of a square rather than a rectangle.
Huh. I mean, the thing for me is like I got so used to the big ones that it looks short to me, you know.
That glowy wormy boy's way off in the distance.
It's crazy how far away you can see them, huh?
Yeah. And it's always like, oh, I'll just run on over. I'm like, no, that's actually really far away.
Yeah.
That one's pretty close, but it's probably hard to get to.
Yeah, if they look like they're down on the ground, it's because some hostile mob is guarding them.
Ah, I found nuts.
Oh. I brought a friend.
What'd you find? One of those
armored
guys.
pig thing, yeah.
Yeah.
I was running away from him and I thought I had left him behind, but no. He came with.
He really wanted to be your friend.
Yeah, he did. Dedication to the cause. Gotta respect it.
Yeah. Alright, looks like we finally have enough screws. I'm going to deliver this last little punch.
Cool.
Launch!
Milestone reached. Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in biofuel production, you are now capable of removing foliage that consists primarily of wood.
Alrighty.
Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
And we need more power production ASAP.
Cool. I mean, we can make more biomass burners if you want them.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. I'm gonna see about this first chainsaw. How do we queue stuff again?
You can't do it.
Right mouse button. Got it.
Oh, you mean add it to your to-do list?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and queue up 2 chainsaws and reinforced iron plates. That's gonna take a minute.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's see what we've already got.
I think I might have a couple. Yeah, there you go.
Iron rods. Some reinforced plates.
Alright, the power
Copper
crisis is averted.
wires.
Do we have a miner out at the copper node yet?
No, it's still running on manual.
Okay. I'm gonna make that my next project.
Alright, sounds like a plan. Cool, sounds good. What was the question you had for Dark Cloud earlier, Vic?
Oh yeah, I want to know if
I'm
your
not sure if he
handle
heard you.
is related to the PS1, PS2 era games, or if it's something else.
There was this giant gout of flame heading towards my head, and I was like, what the fuck is that? It's a ship coming back.
Yep. So I queued up field research next. So we need wire and screws and plates.
Mm.
Portable miner.
Wow, I'm surprised I made that jump.
Oh, dude. I played the absolute crap out of both of them. The original Dark Cloud,
Yeah,
you
I
could
love
probably
those
afford
games.
to miss. But Dark Cloud 2 is possibly one of the finest games ever made. And it is absolutely worth checking out if you can swing it.
Yeah, I really liked Dark Cloud too. It was a good one. Oh, I need screws. I need so many screws. I guess I could supplement with some manual. I don't have a lot of iron rods though. Oh well, I'll make some.
I've got a few. Do you know how many you need?
Shouldn't be too many. I need about 200 screws. And I need 50 iron rods on top of that. I've got enough in my inventory. I should be fine.
Okay. See, and I never played
Xenogears was a really good game. You never played Xenogears?
So, my parents were kind of anti-video games. An N64 was the first console that I owned. But then we had that one, so we couldn't have any of the others. And we never really got many games for it either. So I didn't get
I think
very into gaming until college, really.
Ah, I see. Yeah, my first console was I got a Nintendo and a Sega Genesis from my cousins. They gave me both of them like the same year for my birthday with a couple of games. So that was fun. Oh, night falls. Dang, that Wormy Boy is real close looking. I have no idea how you get there. Oh yeah, no, he's just like right there. Might be able to reach him, but just building a tower.
I really like the...
I never owned a Nintendo 64, though.
Man. I spent so many hours playing GoldenEye with my friends.
Yeah, same thing, actually. I had a friend who had one, and we played that one a lot. Star Fox 64.
Mm-hmm.
Mario 64? That was the 3D one in the castle, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right, there's a chainsaw for you in the storage.
Excellent. We don't have any iron plate production right now, do we?
No.
Okay.
Just manual. Let's see. Chainsaws take some kind of biofuel? Solid biofuel. Gotta make me some of that.
Oh, do they not run on the regular biofuel?
I don't think so. I think they require the solid. Let me double check that to be sure. Yeah, solid only.
Well, if we can make the solid, we ought to be doing that anyway. So.
Yeah, true. It'll be more efficient.
Yeah.
What is the goal of this game? At the moment, what we're supposed to be doing, we're supposed to build a space elevator, which is this big old beastie, and then that'll ask us to like build these special projects to send to space. I don't know if you can see the elevator. Yeah, I'd have to place it. But the space elevator is basically this giant ass building, and then bootstrapping up from nothing to build more and more advanced things. So we're trying to rush a better power source. Do need to build the space elevator. Is it tier 2 or tier 3? It's like tier 2. It's early. Yeah. So we're basically trying to rush that, because once you have access to coal, then it opens up a ton in terms of the game getting a lot easier, because coal is an infinitely renewable power source in this game. Yeah, this one is still early access. Like Vic was saying earlier, there will be a story eventually, but we don't know what it is. There isn't really much of one yet. So at the moment, it's just sort of a do what you want kind of thing. I mean, you progress as far as you can, and then at some point you're just like building bigger and better and more advanced power and more production just to see what you can do. And I've seen some crazy stuff there. There's some videos of people who just build like the most intricate nonsense. Full up replicas of like city things. Just crazy.
Yeah, Kibitz did a pretty wild video touring somebody else's world. And they had just built, like, I think they built a full-size replica of the city of Atlantis from Stargate Atlantis.
Yeah, that's the one I thought. I think you showed me that one, actually.
Yeah. And that wasn't even the only thing they had in their world. They must have put so much time into that. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never done anything that complicated. I've built a few factories I thought were nice, but...
I just like building factories.
Thing. Yes, we are faction. The name of the game is Satisfactory, and that pun will get made over and over and over again by all of us. Alright, I got some solid biofuel made.
Oh, I've been converting all of the generators over to it too.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna start cutting down some trees then. Hi, friend. Are we gonna set up a biofuel production chain at some point?
I mean, it's probably a good idea, just so that one of us doesn't have to sit here and hold the button down. The biomass production always annoys me because I can't feed it into the generators, though. So it's like we still have to babysit it. Even
Yeah, I
if
mean,
we
it's
won't be standing around.
Yeah, it's mostly just a convenience thing for not having to manually craft all that.
Yeah.
Hello, giant tree. Goodbye.
Oh. Ugh. That finger I just rubbed my eye with was spicy.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, that wasn't a good idea.
If you need a minute, go take a minute, man.
I think it'll be alright. It'll make
Yeah,
my eyes water,
let's
so
say
that
we
I'll
all
be
know
able
that
to
pain.
blow my nose a little bit.
There you go. It's the advantage of living in a digital world, man. I don't have that problem. Instead, my horn pierces through my hands every now and then. That's sort of fun.
Well, it doesn't appear to cause you any injury, though, so...
Right.
Alright, well, if you're busy deforesting, then I am gonna get back to seeing about getting some copper automation taken care of.
All right. You know me. I don't have the chainsaws in the...
I'm surprised you haven't been doing the Vegeta voice.
Chainsaw!
There we
I
go.
wish I could do that one. Took me a minute to remember what that was from. It's like, oh wait, yes. Still a very good video.
Yeah. Alright, I'm off to go automate copper.
That's a fair bit of bio.
Okay, I think I'm back.
Welcome back.
That was a rough reload.
Oh, there you are.
It actually crashed again.
So how do I say what now?
It crashed again as soon as I loaded in. I had to reload a second time.
Weird.
Yeah.
But you're back now, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, there you are. See you moving. So how do you do the smart thing?
Oh, give me just a sec. So,
Complicated. I'll figure it out.
if you press M, it'll pull up a little help screen that'll show you some stuff. But the big thing, I think, is just holding down Alt. No? Yeah. And Shift to grow your grid in one direction or another. There's a hotkey you can press to like lock it in place so that you can walk around,
okay.
but I don't remember what that one is.
Okay, I got all. And then Alt and Shift does up. Regular Shift does horizontal. That's not bad.
Yeah, there you go. And there are a bunch of other hotkeys. I think you hold I don't remember the other ones. I don't use them very much. But there's one that'll let you turn them into stairs, for example, or spread them out so that they're not all touching each other. Hooray! Rural internet. It's the best. Looks like I made it back in. Yeah, so there are hotkeys to offset by altitude and as well as like horizontally, so you can spread them out so that they're not all touching each other. For example.
Space them. Be like, I want between this floor and the next one. That kind of.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm rubber banding now. My internet is not happy with me.
I need to steal some iron ingots.
I need copper wire. So what are you doing with this platform?
Throw some biomass automation on. I don't have to do it manually.
Ah, cool.
Let's see. What do I need for construction again? Plates and balls. I need the cable.
This is ridiculous.